Greetings and welcome back everyone to Megaquarium. Where in the last episode we set up this lovely little area back here, though we've got a lot of wasted space around it, but it'll be fine. Now we may well expand out a little bit more on that side as well, but that'll be something that we look into in a bit. Now, all of our cucuras have grown. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, in fact. So how much does this tank represent now? Quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit. Now, one thing I would like to do is I'm going to... Oh, it looks like I've already done it. Yep, I've set up the podiums just to have a little bit of time in between each talk so people don't get quite so bored, because I'm noticing that people are saying they're bored of the various talks, which isn't as grand, I'll be honest with you. We are going to need an extra mop and, a sponge station there for our staff. Wow, we've got a lot of people. They are very thirsty too. Well, we've got plenty of machines around that they can use, at the very least. But I wouldn't mind having a little bit more up here. Now, how are these tanks being seen? They're not really being seen by everyone, unfortunately. Well, perhaps we could pop down a few little indicators for people to maybe go and have a wee glance at all these fine fish. I think that would be lovely. Also, I would prefer these to be moved in here. That way, I can get these repositioned and have little markers around here as well. There we go. There we are. Now, I think I'm going to do much the same over here as well. I'm going to encourage people to wander in this direction. Check out the things back there. It seems that these are more suggestions. Some people are much more likely to use them than others. But maybe the other thing I could do is have this go back out. Well, I'm not sure entirely on that one. Perhaps we'll move this one around. So that people will tend to flow in that direction. Yeah, I think that is a bit better. Okay, right, so now what do we want to do? We've got a decent amount of prestige, we've got a decent amount of gas, but there are many more things that we can have a look into. Is there a way that I can delete these males? No? That's a bit of a shame because they're kind of in the way. Right, I need to get some schooling bannerfish and humpback snappers. Now these will eat fish with the size 3 or less, and they grow quite large. Schooling bannerfish would probably get devoured, I suspect, so we'll probably want to avoid that for the time being. In terms of active swimmers, do we have many? I don't think we do. No, we don't have any active swimmers at the moment. That'll be something that we're going to need to look into then. The moon jelly I would love to get set up. The common starfish we could actually have in one of these tanks. Right at the back there. Let's have a look at you. This tank, no, actually this tank wouldn't be able to hold a starfish. And we can't just make these tanks much longer. Alright. Well, okay then. I think we're going to have to start thinking about how we reposition these tanks moving around. And so, the first thing we're going to do, gonna reposition some of the food here. Pop these up here. And gonna pop that there. There we go. That'll keep them all happy. Right. Now, what I would like is to drive this along. Oh, we've got some... Ooh, could get feeding, or I could get a bit better talking. Let's go for talking. Okay. Let's pause this here. What I would like is for this to be horizontal. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, and then 2 on that side. So we'll have walls moving along in this direction. So let me lay down a wall there just to mark it for myself. We are going to get rid of all of this. There we go. All of it gone. There we are. Now, let's also move that back here for a second. Now, we can rotate that properly. There we go. Quite lovely. Now we are, of course, going to need to hook that back up to this tank. There we go. However, we can then move this around. Something about there. let's consider having... Sure, another bench. Oops, just slightly offset there. Another bench right about there. Now, this is in a fairly good spot, but I could still happily move it even further away. I kind of like that idea, because if we do that, then I can pop down a bin right there. We've got a new male. Blue and yellow group of 1 has grown. Fantastic. It is now size 24. My lord. Oh my good lord. Look at it. It is gigantic. Wow. Well done, you. Very well done. Absolutely gigantic. Requires 6 caves and fantastic amounts of food. Well, you know, I'm glad that you're happy in there. Or I hope you're happy at the very least. Do you eat any of the smaller fish? Fish of size 9 or less. Wow. I don't think we're getting anything in there. Unless we've got some heavily defensive fish. I mean, I could get you in there, but you're gigantic as well. Oh my lord. We're dealing with some very, very big fish now. Now, I don't believe starfish count as fish. I actually don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. But that is something that we can look into in a little bit. Let's get that over here. Now, what I would like is... Sure, we can have maybe even 2 of these. Let's get this whole area broken down a little bit more. There we are. And this wall can go right about there. For the time being, we'll just reposition some of this. But ultimately, I would like some tanks heading off in this direction. But for the time being, let's just get these walls in place like so. We will pop down a little bit of paint as well. There you go. Perfect. At the back here, make sure there is no paint. And then get our favorite kind of flooring paint down. There we go. That looks quite nice. There we are. Okay, we will do much the same on the opposite side. We'll have the tanks similar. We'll probably end up with 2 Belfast tanks, possibly. Depends a little bit. I might rethink that one, but this is the overall design that I would like to go for here. In fact, let's finish out that wall. That way we can have it all looking nice and uniform and symmetrical more than anything. There we are. Now we could have one of the podiums. What's this one doing a talk on? The Arabian butterfly fish, which I believe is in here. Yes, it is. So let's have this podium right about here. There we go. There we are. I think that would be grand. We can also go ahead and pop down another guidebook shelf. Excellent. Now, how many guidebooks do we have? We really don't have that many, I don't think. So let's get a second one of these. We'll probably need it to be able to sustain the amount of guidebooks that we've built. Or guidebook shelves that we've built. We won't have any seating on this side. I think that'll be fine for now. Though I will remove this wall and place down another toilet, because we are definitely seeing quite a lot of people needing the lavatory. And to that end, we'll move this up here as well. There we go. Alright, that should help out a little bit, I think. That should get things moving a little bit better. Now, since we have got all of this space, it probably will... Ooh. I would actually like you to get a little bit... Yeah, go ahead. Get a little bit more talking. Now, in terms of you, what other fish could I have in there? I really don't know. We'd need to grow some fish large enough that they wouldn't be eaten. So, to that end, you'll only eat crustaceans or fish with size 3 or less. Have we got a fish with size 3 or less in here? No, we do not. That is rather lovely then. We could... this is a cold water Belfast tank. Damn. Damn Drat and Blast. Okay, we can't do that. Alright, well, we're just going to have to bite the bullet then. We need some new tanks. Specifically, I'm going to dig out this area. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. We're going to have a couple of new items along the side. So 1, 2, there we are. And we'll have a nice big tank back here, I think. To that end, let's drill this back a little bit further, so that we've got plenty of room to play with. Something like this. There we go. And we'll take this down. Alright. Now the tank that we're going to go for is going to be a deep wall tank. Now currently that's only 36. We could have an eel in there. 48, 60. 60 would probably be better for 2 eels. I'm thinking having 2 might be good, but before we get to that, let me just double check that they don't dislike being in with each other. It doesn't seem so. So we'll be able to get a good bit of prestige from that. So sure, they will almost certainly eat gigantic fish by the time that they're fully grown. It's worrisome. Could get some yellow tanks in there though. But we're going to need a 56 tank for this. Can we get that with just this? Yes, easily. Okay, well, let's make this happen then. First and foremost, we're going to want to do a little bit of moving around back here. So let's get that repositioned. We will drive this wall back a little bit more. And of course, it's better to do all of this from pause. Otherwise, you'll just end up with a bunch of dead fish. And it'll be very, very sad. That one's taking care of this one because that's a chiller. This one is a heater. They're both fine like that. Now we're going to want to drive this wall back for this much the same reason. We want enough room that my staff can walk behind it. So pop this about there, I would say. Would be sufficient. There we go. Now, we can just pop these around here. In fact, thinking about that, we could get away with this tank being just positioned on this wall, just like that. Yeah, that actually might be a little bit better, I think. There we go. And we can pop that down there. And now, we may end up being able to just hook this tank up to both. Let's see about that. Since, yeah, we're going to need a little bit more heat, though. But since we've got 2 warm water animals, it might we might be able to get away with not having to do too much extra work there. Now, we need to leave a clear path for our staff to get through. So we'll just pop that down there. Okay, and we want the 2 of you guys. Now, we're going to need... Oh, okay, 14 caves. We should be okay with that. There we are. We're also going to need new types of food. The herring dispensers. There we are. Now, caves. 14 caves. Well, actually, we'll be able to have just the 2 different types of caves in here. Now, that'll be quite nice, I think. It'll actually create quite a lovely display. Is there anything else required? There is nothing else required, but since they are eels, let's give them a bit of eel grass between those 2 rock formations. And perhaps a little barrel right there, right at the side there. Sure. I think that'll be nice enough. There we go. And currently the water quality is 73. Now you require your water quality to be no lower than 70. The moment they grow up, this is going to become an issue. We know it is. So, we're currently... Do we have the nitrate? No, we don't. Oh, okay. That was a bit of a pain, but I guess we could pop this down. get rid of this and get a double one there. That should help out. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Okay, so that's the first part done. Now, unfortunately, we've still got all of this food down here, which isn't exactly great, but it's also not the worst, I suppose. Let's pop this one there for now. And we'll adjust these in much the same way that I've got the seating on the other side. So a guidebook, a chocolate machine. I guess we can have it down here for the time being. We'll pop the bin just there for the second. And now we just need to rotate that around. There we go. And oh no. Now we can't reach. Well, that's a bit of a pain. Can we move this at all? Yeah, we can get it over there if I just shunt it across a little bit more. Okay. Can I please just pop it down? I don't want to connect. Fine. It just won't allow me not to connect it. Which, I mean, I guess that's to save me from myself to a degree. But at the same time, it just causes me problems. This is going to be a tricky one. I suspect that it would be easier for us instead to keep this here as is, and then build a new pump entirely on the other side. I think we're probably going to have to go with that instead. Bit of a shame, but it's what's needed. So well, as we're going to be running things out in this direction, could we possibly get away with a pump over here? Let's just see if I can place that down in such a way that it can connect to both. It can. Perfect. Then in that case, I'll connect all of these tanks together. There we go. Now then, let's have a look at what the water quality is. The water quality is now 68. That is not good. That is not good at all. But we've now got two separate pumps running the entire thing, so we can afford to specialize them a bit now then. So, for example, get rid of these. I know, I just wasted money. I know. It does suck, but there we are. And over here, we'll go with the large protein skimmer and the large filter. There we are. Now, what's the quality? Only 75. Could be better. Let's get another large filter. And that should keep everything going okay. There we are. Now then, we could... what are you talking about? The blue and yellow grouper. Alright, and this podium can happily move over here then. There we go. Maybe even... we could have something like this. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the podium just being to the side and then people gather around it. Kind of feels cool. Let's do something similar over here then. Have this one there, and this one can be on the green moray eel. Now this one starts at 3, this one starts at 12, this one starts at 9. Later today. Okay. Well, we'll wait for that one to happen. We'll have this one go at the same time, I think. We'll try and time them such that the moment that we've had this talk, I'll swap this one to 2 days, much like that one, so that they'll be alternating. While that's going on, though, let's get some more painting done. Let's go with... sure. There we go. There we are. We've got the turbot. Eats fish with size 3 or less. Will eat starfish. Crustacean with size 3 or less. And starfish. So you can't go in there. It's much sad. Much sad. But it is the way it is. The bubble tip anemone. Now. French angelfish. The daisy star polyps. Also got the porcupine puffer. Now you might be a good one to go. No. They're not quite that big. But there we are. The French angelfish is an active swimmer. And we need that for one of our quests. So we'll pick that up, I think. Alright, we're slowly putting things together. It's taking a little while, but we're getting there. There we are. Pop these there. And draw out this wall behind. Okay. Slowly getting this place looking nice. I'll paint these walls as well. Just for the time being. And then the floors as well. There we are. The new nitrate reactors unlocked. Fantastic. I'm very happy with that. I would like a balloon shelf at this point, though. Want to start getting a little bit more money from my guests. There we are. Now, this area is gigantic and clearly in need of something else there, but we'll see how it goes. Right. Excellent. I want this to be every 2 days from now on. Oh, actually, no. Wrong one. Later today. 3 days time. Okay. Excellent. That will work well, I think. Perfect. I like it. It's going on quite well. I do think that we probably need another mic stand though. Oop, that's a tool station. There we are. That'll make things a little bit easier. What we can probably do is have this one set up in that direction. Yeah, now this one is currently... let's go for basic aquarium info. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. We'll have this greet our guests as they enter the aquarium. Now this bin can be... well, we'll pop it down here for now. Alright. I think that's much better. Now, what's the visibility like? Still pretty poor for these guys, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we're going to have to see what we can do about that. As for our amenities, they're going okay. Could definitely do with a bit more work, but things are okay for the time being. We're clearly making a decent bit of money. We've got some mail. Ooh, Mirror Anthea for sale. So warm water, doesn't like lights. The pie crust crab. It is a crustacean. Okay, but what size is it? 5 to 9. Nice. It'll eat smaller crustacean and small fish and starfish. But it has an effective size of 10 when calculating whether a predator can eat it. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And the horse-eye jack. It's an active swimmer. Okay, well, we're going to have a couple of active swimmers then. I don't believe... oh, we need 3 different wimps in a single tank. Okay. So we're going to need you in a tank. The King Damosels, your size 2. Any other wimps already? No. Okay. So... unfortunately, though, you'll eat fish with a size 4 or less. So that's not a good combination. Any other down here? No. Alright. But, do you grow? No, you don't get any bigger. That's going to be a bit of a problem then. That's going to be quite a problem. Okay. Well, for the time being, I think we're going to add in another large tank down here. You guys will eat crustaceans of size 3 or less. Now, when you grow to your full size, we'll see if you can eat a crustacean of size 10. If you cannot, then this will be a good place to put the crab. But once you grow to your full size, you're going to take an enormous amount of room in there, so we might not be able to easily fit everything else in there that we want. Kind of doing okay though with our research. So in terms of fish, let's have a look at which ones we haven't got represented in the aquarium so far. The Ballan wrasse, which will eat crustaceans of size 2. Oh, we could probably just get you happily in here then. You'll eat crustaceans and starfish. So the starfish wouldn't be safe in here, but okay, you're fine. You eat crustaceans of size 4. You don't eat anything. Okay, we should be able to pop those in there then. How much room have we got? We got loads of room in there. Sure, let's get some Balan wrasse then. The wrasse is both intelligent and sociable, with younger Balans cleaning lice from other fish. Balan wrasse have an additional set of teeth in their throat for crushing mollusk shells. Okay, we're going to need a little bit of caves, but that should be fine. We can at least fit one in there. They are a social fish by the seams of it though, so I don't want to leave them alone. So we'll pop in maybe 3. There we are. We need a healthy amount of extra fish though. Sorry, extra caves in here. So let's get this one up there. Let's move... Well, that one's already in a decent spot. Let's move the compass perhaps to about there. And what other caves have we got? We've really not got that many. A bit of a shame. This would be sufficient, however. So perhaps what we'll do, we'll just move this one up and then get another cave just like it across there. In fact, first we'll move the shell. There we go. I want to try and make it a varied environment for our fish. There we are. That should be lovely. Now, it's getting plenty of filtration, plenty of chilling, because it's pretty much the only one that's receiving anything from this particular pump. So that's fine. But I really would like to get some things in there with you. Really, really would like that. In terms of... I wouldn't mind getting you a little bit better on fixing, but... How about get you cleaning as well? Since that would help me a fair bit. Now, we could... no, our crabs require cold water, was it? Let's have a look. Were they cold water or hot water? Again, I really do wish I could have all of these in... Like, delete the ones that are not necessary. Ah, they are cold water only. That's a shame. I was considering putting them elsewhere, but that just won't work for us. Alright, you're a gigantic fish then. Wow. You might fit in there. You'd already be a size 10, so you're not going to be eating them. Okay. But how big are they? And how many of them do we need to have? We need to have 3 of them. That's going to require an enormous tank. An absolutely fantastically enormous tank. And if we want a tank with 3 active swimmers... You're a wimp, which is great, but you will eat small fish. Alright. I've got a feeling that we're going to want to wait on that one. We're not going to just want to get you in there. No, you're not a bad little fish, actually. But you require a large group. That's a bit of a pain. Because I wouldn't have minded having a decent tank back there. But we could have something like that over on this side, I suppose. Yeah, you're only 6, so... Yeah, that would be fine. We only need a tank of 36 to house them, which we could easily do. This one, in fact, is hooked up like so. We could get another tank connecting these, perhaps over here, a 36 tank there. In fact, I believe these are 36 as standard, and it's only a 3x3, so we could have something similar. In fact, we could have 2 of them down here if we really wanted. And that might be quite nice, actually. We'd have a little staff door in between then as well. That said, we could make it just a little bit bigger so that we could fit some more fish in there if we want to. I like that idea. So let's drive this wall back. There we go. Now, with that done, I am going to rotate this. Let's pop this along here, just like so, and then hook these up. So 1, and then 2. There we are. With that done, we'll get a nice little wall coming down here. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, no, we'll make it deeper rather than longer, I think. And we can have a staff door down on this side. There we are. You want a nice deep wall tank. There we go. Perfect. Now it would have been better if we could have hooked these two up so I wouldn't have to have multiple access points like that. But it's not a terrible thing to have. We will want an extra tank down here though, so let's drive that back a little bit. And hopefully, yes, we can. Perfect. And then we can just hook that one up into this tank. There we go. We should be getting the right sort of water filtration. At the moment, things are looking okay. Let's get a little bit of paint as well. There. Now, I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking that I like the border along there. Not so fond of the brick walls behind, but the border I definitely prefer. However, we will have these painted as beaches, because I like the sort of bamboo effect down there as well. Okay, so we can have another podium there if we want to, but we'll let our guests enjoy themselves a little bit before we get to that, I think. That being said, what do you require? You don't want any light, that's fine. We're going to need... Oh, you require a supplement. Alright, that's also not a problem. But very high water quality. Okay, so that one might be a bit of an issue. Let's pop. We could get 2 of these. Or we could start off by placing one down here. There we go. Now what's the water quality? Water quality is only 85. Well, we may need to do a little bit of something to sort that out. But the first thing we can do is simply hook these up like so. Water quality is 87. Let's go ahead and get all 3 of these. There we are. Sorry, all 6 rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There we are. The water quality is hanging there, but really not good enough. Let's get a second protein skimmer in there. There we are, up to 85. That's much, much better. We'll also add in the supplement as well. There we are. Now, we're going to want to give you guys some nice scenery. Sure, let's give you some triangle turbine weed. We'll also give you some live rocks as well. And there. There we go. That should be lovely for you. Okay. How is everyone else doing? Now that we've got this access point back here, we can afford to move all of these back in there and out of the way, which I'm happy to do. We are, however, going to want to drop down an orange box there, I'm going to say, just to make it a little bit easier for our staff to feed them. Let's continue getting you trained up in fixing. I feel like that's going to be an important one.